When most people think of rhubarb, they think of rhubarb pie. But here at the festival, the vegetable is featured in a variety of dishes, including my personal favorites, the rhubarb popcorn, as well as the rhubarb soda pop. When spending time in a wooded area, it is recommended that you stay on the path, wear light-colored clothing, and put on insect repellent. Tom, Caitlin, Fountain Lake has blooms of algae, but the Fountain Lake Restoration Project has worked to clean up the water. Last year, they removed approximately 326,000 cubic yards from the lake, and this year, they'll look at doing more of the same. The three-day event continues tomorrow with a performance by country singer Cassie Joy, as well as a fireworks display before the awards are given out Saturday afternoon. In Albert Lee, Alex Tejada, KTTC News Center. Eddie Cochran memorabilia can be seen at the Freeborn County Historical Museum, which is open tomorrow from 11 to 3. Live in Albert Lee, Alex Tejada, KTTC News Center. Minnesota State Patrol posted on Facebook saying 8 people have died on Minnesota roads in the past 48 hours. The social post reminds drivers to slow down, buckle up, and pay attention to arrive to your destination safely. No, it's incredible. We thought Brett Favre was something. Tom Brady's just next level.
Proving he's the GOAT.
Incredible. And the Loons, man, maybe first time making the playoffs this year.
Maybe. We'll have to see.
Definitely. You see them flying around in the summer months, but experts say the number of bees are decreasing in Minnesota. In Rochester, there is 3 main reasons why the bee population is being affected. Now we're going to check in with meteorologist Sarah Gannon for the look of the weather. It's been fantastic weather. Can we expect it to last, Sarah? The Iowa State Board of Education wants all new school buses to be outfitted with lap shoulder seat belts. The new rule will now go to the state legislature's Administrative Rules Committee for a final vote.
A beautiful day for to be with the family and be on the parade, to see the parade.
Rochesterfest's main event brought out thousands to enjoy the floats, marching bands, and festivities.
It's tradition, and we've been bringing our grandkids every year, and our sons that are growing up, their dads, they came all growing up.
My family is almost out of candy.
Well, we've been going every year and don't know enough to stay home, I guess, now in our old age.
Not only is Rochesterfest Parade an annual tradition for many of its residents, it has also been home to some pretty special personal moments over the years.
My son, who's in the Roosters, he got engaged during the Rochesterfest Parade one year, too.
Oh, our children used to, years ago, play in the high school bands, so we're local, so it's always fun to see the local kids.
On this hot day, Victory Baptist Church gave out free water to keep everyone cool.
It's so fun to see people come out as a community, and on this hot day, we're glad to also be part of keeping people hydrated.
It's an event where people remember how many they've been to.
4, I think, for me.
How many years? Help me out. Probably 35 years.
About 5 or 6, yeah.
Longtime residents even remember the predecessor to Rochesterfest.
Goose Festival. And,
Did it really?
Yeah. Elevated into Rochesterfest, which is quite a celebration, you know, for a whole week.
And everyone seems to have a favorite part.
Eating candy.
Seeing the different displays in the parade and the work that people have gone through.
Just being part of the community. It's
having candy.
Having candy, absolutely.
I like to beat the kids out of candy, too, but...
We don't move fast.
Yeah.
No matter the reason, everyone enjoyed celebrating their city.
Well, it's a good place to live. Raise a family, and so forth.
And having fun.
The fun continues tonight with Party in the Park at 6:30. The celebration wraps up tomorrow with more festivities, including a 1960s-era baseball game. In Rochester, Alex Tejada, KTTC News Center. Kyle Michelson, better known as Rocketman, has been breaking records all his life.
If you don't quit, you can't be beat. It's that simple. And that's kind of my philosophy all for life.
As a kid in Zumbrota, he watched his great-uncle set a record while riding a bike off a ski jump. He's been a thrill-seeker ever since. Seen as a genius by many, Michelson wasn't always top of the class. In fact, he dropped out of school in 9th grade.
Totally dyslexic, could not read, could not write. They did not know what dyslexia was, but I was a pretty sharp guy. They just didn't realize that. And I got involved with rocketry when I got my first chemistry set when I was 13 years old.
Using rocket power to break records using boats, snowmobiles, and even cars, the stuntman by trade has been trying new things his whole life.
I'm very good at learning through my mistakes, let's put it that way.
In 2004, Kai Michelson sent the first civilian rocket into outer space. This time, he's trying to send the first manned rocket into outer space.
I'll figure this deal out. It's going to take a while, but we'll figure it out.
He launched a 16-foot test rocket Saturday to gain data so he can build bigger models before eventually creating a manned rocket to send to outer space. While he claims he's not good at math, Michelson works with teams of experts. He's even passed down the love of rocketry to his son.
So I've been in rocketry since I was literally 15 minutes old. The first picture of me ever was holding a rocket and a stick of dynamite in the hospital.
Even with all the money and testing required to send a man into space, Kai and his son believe building on past success can lead them to achieving the unthinkable.
And now it's just a much heavier rocket, a much bigger motor, and go from there. You never know. Anything is possible if you just never give up.
And while Kai Michelson's head may be in the clouds, his heart is in the Midwest.
Zumbrota, Minnesota. I love my little town here. At one time, I could live absolutely anywhere in the world, and I come back to Minnesota. This is my home.
Near Hollandale, Alex Tejada, KTTC Newscenter. Caitlin, Justin Kelly Lynn was picking up a friend and her boyfriend on a Friday night. What happened in the first 2 hours of Saturday morning would change his life forever.
I'm so tired of people calling me to let me know, hey, you're in the paper again. You know, I'm not this horrible person.
Justin Kelly Lynn says he picked up a friend and waited with her for her boyfriend to get off work. While they were waiting, he states that they went to a bar and had a couple drinks. When the three were heading home, Kelly Lynn's car hit a patch of ice and went airborne.
If I had it to do over, I wish I'd hit a car. I thought I would, you know, when I lost control of the vehicle, when I hit that ice, I was trying to hit a snowbank. I thought that was the best option I had.
When the car slammed into the Saigon Far East Market, he blacked out. He remembers coming to and finding himself in a burning vehicle.
When I woke up, there was fire. My clothes were melted to my body. My shoes were melted. My clothes were melted.
Investigators later said his blood alcohol level was 0.24. And while he does not dispute his intoxication, he does not agree with reports that he was driving excessively fast.
And if you look at where that accident occurred, if I was really going 80, 90, 100 miles an hour, I wouldn't have been able to turn and go into a space one car length. I mean, they're just ridiculous. They're just making numbers up.
Kelly Lynn claims his insurance has remedied the damage done, but he is still suffering the consequences.
It was a horrible accident, and I'm sorry. I hope no one else ever makes a stupid mistake. I hope you never have a friend call you and ask you for a ride. I go to weekly therapy. I tried to kill myself. I was in Generos for a week. You have no idea what this puts you through.
Kelly Lynn admits he still has nightmares of the accident. However, he does not feel sorry for himself.
No, I've gotten what I deserve. I made a horrible decision. I'm suffering currently. I can't work. I'm in pain most of the day, every day. I'm paying for what I did.
Facing 2 felonies and misdemeanors related to charges of criminal vehicular operation causing substantial harm, Kelly Lynn explains he is taking life day by day. He adds that he does not know what to expect on his first court date, July 11th.
I have no idea. I've never even gotten a speeding ticket. I have no idea.
The former nurse says he can walk again, but is unable to lift more than 8 pounds. Nearly $200,000 in damage was done, with heavy smoke and water damage throughout the building. The owners are hoping to rebuild. Live in the studio, Alex Tejada, KTTC News Center.